Hello and good morning guys, and welcome to another video where we will be looking at the new trams with the free update. There are 12 new trams and I'm so excited for this. This is one of those things I have been waiting for such a long time, and I was so happy when it was announced that we would be getting more trams in the vanilla game. So we'll have a look at them and I'll try to rate them, or review them based on my own subjective opinions and like sort of aesthetics that I think they have and such. Oh, so many new wonderful trams. And basically the way I want to do this is I want to rate them and place them in this city here. It's a prepared city. In a typical Teddy fashion, I made a whole city for this video, so we're going to be rating these trams and placing them the further in, or the closer to the center, the better the aesthetic. So we'll be going up towards this this highest tier here for our favorite trams, and for this lower level we'll be doing our, I guess, least favorite trams. So let's get started with it. I think the first trams I want to place in the lowest circle are going to have to be this guy here, because of it doesn't seem to do very well with stops. It does this very weird thing where it squishes itself. Maybe we can see it once more. Goes around and whoop, yeah, it contracts. I don't know, this might be something that gets fixed at some point, but it sort of bugs me a bit. The model itself is beautiful. The model itself is really good, but that stop animation is breaking the immersion for me. So this tram here will go into our lowest loop. The second tram is, I think it's gonna be this one. It's the same model, but it's a much shorter one. It does that squishy thing as well, which I don't really like. Even though this one it doesn't do it as bad. We should say that this is the 72 capacity tram. The next tram I want to talk about and show is this guy here. It looks cool and looks fast, but it's just doesn't appeal to my aesthetics perfectly. Like it looks like a high-speed train almost, and I kind of don't like that. So I think this tram, the 110 capacity one, is going onto the next ring. And it will be on its way. The next one we're gonna talk about, I think it's this guy here. The 65 capacity tram. The smallest one of the bunch, I think, and the shortest one as well. It's the only tram that is just one vehicle, which is pretty cool. Like for some situations, this one is really good. It's more that I just tend to not like that kind of tram. And then maybe I would have preferred like this kind of single vehicle tram to have an older style model, so it could, like, you know, like this San Francisco cable car style of tram, like the old-timey trams. But for some situations this tram is perfect, and it's a great model. But I think this model would have fit better with a multi-vehicle tram, like for example like this one. As I said, again, this is highly subjective. This is my personal opinion. Like every single one of these trams I'm just so excited about. It's just that some I'm more excited about. I think this one here is the next one. We're starting to get better and better, honestly. Like this one looks very realistic. It looks like a tram is supposed to. It's just a little bit, there's something about the scale that I'm not sure about. It looks too short. Like it looks like it would fit a lot better if it just was a bit longer, like maybe one piece more like this one. But it's a really good tram regardless, I think. But it just doesn't appeal to me. Now we start getting picky. So the next tram, I think, is gonna be this one. This one here is actually the biggest one, the largest one, the longest. I'm not sure if it's actually the physically longest, but it's the highest capacity one. My issue with this one is that I feel like the different parts are a bit too disconnected. They don't look like they are, like the sort of, these joints don't really match the model itself, I think. I think this tram does a much better job in the joints. I think this one looks just a little bit more like an ant, maybe you could say, like some kind of, you know, how the ants are thinner. It's still a great, like, it's a very generic looking nice model otherwise, so but yeah, it's good. Like for some situations when you need a really high capacity tram, this is going to be the one you use. The next tram is this guy here, which is the 80 capacity one. It's one of the shorter ones. This tram looks great. It looks super realistic. Like I can think of like 1,000 different uses for this one, but the thing that pulls it down a little bit in my arbitrary rankings is like the sort of textures on the windows that look a little bit more bland than the other ones we have, and I don't know, I guess it's just gonna be like that. This one is a more old style, or like probably the most old school tram we got so far, but the next tram that I would want to sort of look at is this guy here. This one is a funky tram. It tickles my imagination. I think this one would be very good for like maybe a light rail line or something like that. Like more when you have a tram going on its own right of way instead of like going on the streets. It has a very unique look with that sort of front, and I think it looks really good. I should probably say that all or most of these tram models are from or sort of have equivalents in the Cities in Motion games, which I never played myself, so I don't know this, but I've been told. The next one is this guy here, the 90 capacity tram. It's the same as the vanilla tram, 90 capacity. I think it's a very good generic tram. You can like replace all the vanilla trams with this one. It's slightly shorter, I think, or like very similar in size anyway, but looks very good. Once again, the window textures are a little bit boring. Maybe what takes it down, or like a little bit unrealistic, but overall I think this is a really great looking tram as well. Now we're in the top 3, and number 3 will go to this guy here. It looks great, it's beautiful, it looks modern, it looks like it could do trams, it looks like it could do light rail, it looks like it could do basically everything you want. It has this sign over there, over the front, it looks super realistic, just overall great. It gets the bronze, prize. Bronze? It kind of reminds me of the Stockholm Metro in a way. And maybe that's why I look at it more like it could be a metro train. And maybe that's what takes it down for me. Which is a weird thing to downrate it on, but it's a very good tram. I think you should use that one. I probably will. A lot. Okay, so we're down to the final 2 of the new trams. The 116 capacity tram will be our number 2 tram. It has the signs on the side. It has really nice windows. It has really nice doors. Color, the roof looks really good. Looks very realistic. Looks like something you could... I don't know why. I'm getting like Central Europe vibes of this one. It's like Vienna or something like that. It's just very good. This one I'll probably also use a lot. And as I said, this one will be going into the central ring here, based on it being the number 2 tram. And the first tram, the best tram, my personal favorite is this one. This is so beautiful. I love this tram. The green one. Oh. It looks modern. Doesn't look too big. Has a beautiful color. The texture of this one, I think, is what really makes it good. And the roof and the sides. This is the 105 capacity tram, so you can basically just replace any vanilla trams with this one. It's going to have slightly higher capacity, but pretty much it's going to be as big. I think this is going to look good in almost any situation. 105 capacity tram is my favorite, and we will get it into the ring. It's our top... Oh! Basically, this is going to be our top tram. Top tram, that's a good name for a video. Maybe I'll use that. We'll see, we'll see. It's going up the hill into the central circuit. Oh! That's interesting, though. Interesting. So it's taking this way to get to... Well... I don't judge. Ah. Beautiful. Here you can see it stopping on one of those pedestrian tram roads. I guess the stops don't make sense because they're just on the other side, but this is just for showcasing the trams, right? Oh. So I don't know, let me know what, like, if you guys have any favorites of the new trams, or like, what is your favorite? Like, we haven't looked at the buses, there's a bunch of new buses as well, like, do you like the buses more? I really like the trams, so... Anyway, we have one final thing to do before we end this video. It is to finally send back the vanilla tram to the depot. We don't need it anymore. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked this, please consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you in the next video.